they will present our nation's flag. Color guard, post colors. Our program continues today with the honored choir as they sing our national anthem. Would you please remain standing also for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by our sixth graders. Color guard, stand down. And you may be seated. The Pledge of Allegiance. This video is a remake by Charlie Daniels, who is a very patriotic musician. It's the story of a teacher who doesn't think his students really understand the meaning of the pledge. He explains every phrase and adds something at the end that could very well be speaking of today.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God.
Spoken by the late Brett Skelton in his television program as he related the story of his teacher, Mr. Laswell, who felt his students had come to think of the Pledge of Allegiance as merely something to recite in class each day. Now, more than ever, listen to the meaning of these words. I've been listening to you boys and girls recite the Pledge of Allegiance all semester, and it seems as though it's becoming monotonous to you. May I recite it and try to explain to you the meaning of each word. I, me, an individual, a committee of one. Pledge, dedicate all my worldly worldly goods to give without self-pity. Allegiance, my love and my devotion. To the flag, our standard, Old Glory, the symbol of freedom. Wherever she waves, there's respect, because your loyalty has given her a dignity that shouts, freedom is everybody's job. United, that means that we've all come together. States, individual communities that have united into 48 great states, 48 individual communities with pride, dignity, and purpose, all divided with imaginary boundaries, yet united to a common purpose, and that's love for country. A state in which sovereign power is invested in representatives chosen by the people to govern. And government is the people. It's from the people to the leaders, and not from the leaders. For which it stands with one nation. One nation meaning so blessed by God, indivisible, incapable of being divided, with liberty, which is freedom, the right and power to live one's own life without threats, fear, or some sort of retaliation. And justice, the principle or quality of dealing fairly with others, for all, which means, boys and girls, it's as much your country as it is mine. Since I was a small boy, 2 states have been added to our country, and 2 words have been added to the Pledge of Allegiance, under God. Now, wouldn't it be a pity if someone said that's a prayer, and that it would be eliminated from schools too?
In honor of our World War II veterans, we would like to present you this video.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked, no matter how long it may take us, overcome this premeditated invasion. The American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.
Of 6th grade. Our first speaker today is Josie Hensley.
Today at Festus Intermediate School, we are celebrating Veterans Day. It is our chance to honor and thank the great men and women who have served and fought so bravely in service of this great nation. From the American Revolution in 1776 to today's War on Terror, we must remember that freedom is never free. The poem Veterans Day by Cheryl Dyson summarizes this special day.
Veterans Day began after World War I and was originally called Armistice Day. The word armistice means the truce between two nations at war. In the 11th month, on the 11th hour, the 11th day, the armistice was signed after 4 years of bitter war. 1 year later, November 11th, 1919, set aside to remember the sacrifices made by
In 1954, Congress passed a bill officially renaming this holiday Veterans Day to honor those who not only served during times of war, but also during times of peace.
died while in service of their country on and off the battlefield has allowed
all us here to enjoy a way of life that is unique. We have freedoms established by our founding fathers, men like George Washington, the father of our country, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and James Madison. The father of our Constitution, just to name a few, these freedoms continue today because of the men and women in the uniform who protect the nation every single day.
Our next speaker is Robert Kelly.
The sixth grade class has studied about our founding fathers and how from May through September of 1787 they were determined to create a framework of government where the people had a voice. We were a new nation and the eyes of the world were on us. Well, after many debates and lots of compromise, they did it. The U.S. Constitution was signed on September 17, 1787 and has been a model constitution for the other nations for over 200 years.
The sixth grade class at Festus Intermediate has studied and memorized the preamble of the United States Constitution. The preamble tells the world that we are a nation of the people, not of a king, a dictator, or tyrant. At this time, the sixth grade class would like to share the preamble with you. Sixth graders, please stand up. To our local veterans, Festus Intermediate School had a fundraiser and raised $546 that we were able to donate to Jefferson Barracks Food Pantry for our veterans. Let's give the Festus Intermediate a round of applause. Our next speaker today is Ashton Mercado.
It is now time to thank our very special veterans who were able to join us today. These brave men and women represent service during World War II, the Korean War, Vietnam, the Gulf War, the War on Terror in Iraq and Afghanistan, and service during our times of peace.
I'd like to have the character council that I've talked to about the microphone come up, please. Veterans, we would like to meet you. We'll be bringing the microphone down to you, and as the microphone is passed, please stand and give your name, your branch of service, and the student who invited you, or the war or area you served in. For instance, Jim Smith, U.S. Army, Vietnam era. Or Sandy Jones, U.S. Navy, my daughter is Sarah Jones in the 4th grade. Students, please stand up when the veteran you have invited introduces themselves and remain standing until they are finished. Audience, we have a lot of veterans here with us today, so to keep this program flowing, please hold your applause until the very end.
James Hall, United States Marine Corps. I'm here with Cole, Ashton, Skylar, and Shaylin.
Army.
Vic Martin, United States Marine Corps, World War II. And invited by Weston Redman.
George Mitty, World War II, United States Navy, great-grandfather of Gwen Court.
Mike Klitzing, Army National Guard, Air Force Reserve, Desert Storm, and my granddaughter, Gwendolyn Court.
Jim Zander, Vietnam era sergeant, granddaughter April Overly, grade 5.
Rebecca Hyatt, Master Sergeant, United States Army, retired, Gulf War, Afghanistan. My son's in 4th grade, Christian Hyatt.
John Mahalik, United States Marine Corps, Gulf War, I'm here for Miranda Mahalik.
Gail Dempsey, Army, 101st Airborne, Vietnam. I'm here with my grandson Trenton Gross, my granddaughter Vanessa Dempsey.
I am Jack Easton. I'm here with, I was in the Marine Corps. I'm here with my granddaughter Lydia Kearns, grandson Eric Kearns, and Spencer Kearns.
Maddie Ingram, I spent 22 years in the United States Air Force. I was invited by my neighbor Jack, and for my Army brethren, Hua.
Randall Landers, Navy, Persian Gulf, with my son, RJ Landers.
Arthur Landers, 3 years in the Army, 4 years in the Air Force, and grandson is R.J. Landers.
John Lurk, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam era, and I was invited by Vincent Selman and my daughter Laura Selman. Thank you.
Dan Jorgensen, United States Navy. I'm here with my great-granddaughter, Kaylin Martin.
My name is Chris Laney. I served in the United States Navy during Desert Storm.
David A. Wade, Master Sergeant, U.S. Air Force. I'm here with my grandson, Jacob Gonzalez.
John Metzger, Air Force. I was invited by Maria Metzger.
Jerry Clinton, United States Army. I was in OEF and OIR, and Dylan Clinton invited me.
Tom Shelley, United States Air Force, Vietnam era. I was invited by my grandson, Cooper Shelley.
Jonathan Murr, Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, invited by my birthday.
Jim Prado, Army, Vietnam. My grandson, Luke Perry. Dan Sides and
Ron Duffner, Army, Vietnam era, invited by my beautiful granddaughter, Josie Lindsay.
John Warren, Army, Vietnam. I'm invited by my granddaughter, Brandy Munir, and my great-granddaughter, Brandy Hinken.
My name is Earl Roberts, United States Army, Vietnam era, and I'm here for my great nephew, Charlie Roberts.
Greg Stone Sr., activated National Guard, Korean conflict.
Josh.
Stephen LaFerny, U.S. Army, Vietnam era. I'm here with my granddaughter, Ariana Weiser.
Nick Blaze, United States Army, Operation Iraqi Freedom, was invited by Dane Blaze.
Mark Stoley, U.S. Air Force, invited by my granddaughter, Jordan Holmgraf.
Joseph Army, Desert Storm. I was invited by my grandson, Gabriel Hagley.
Bill Nix, Air Force, Korean War. I'm with my step-grandson, Alec Perry.
Marcus Genova, United States Army, Operation Iraqi Freedom, here with my son Alex.
My awesome grandson, Andrew Simpson.
Ashley Emberton, Operation Iraqi Freedom 0506, Operation Enduring Freedom 2014, Army National Guard, and I'm here with my son, Donovan Emberton.
Pete Nicholas, Air Force, Vietnam. I'm here with Mason Zinn.
Lucas McKinney, United States Army. I'm here with my granddaughter, Vanessa Dempsey.
Jim McKinney, United States Army. And I'm here for my grandson, Zachary. Where you at, Z?
All right. Scotty Ferguson, U.S. Army, 3rd Infantry Ranger Battalion. Started in Operation Desert Storm and seen too many Gulf Wars. I'm here with my wonderful adopted daughter, Ella Ferguson.
Stephen Martin, United States Air Force, Operation Enduring Freedom and Iraqi Freedom. And I'm here with my beautiful daughter, Kaylin. Love you, baby.
Mike Neckerman, Army, Vietnam. I'm here with my grandson, Logan Neckerman.
Robert Ravens, U.S. Air Force, 22 years, currently serving in Korea. Here with Logan Neckerman.
Tim Sharon, U.S. Navy, served during the Gulf War, and I'm here with my nephew, Keith Zimmer.
George Benson, United States Air Force, served in
during the Vietnam era. I'm here for my grandson, Mark Cotton.
Do we have veterans over here?
My name is Rob Shear. Stand up, Jordan. My name is Rob Shear. Been in since 2001. Been everywhere, United States Army, medic, mechanic. Here with my beautiful daughter, Jordan.
Are there any other veterans in the building that we have not recognized? We have some over there, please.
Jerry Gogrove, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Vietnam era. I'm here with my daughter, 83rd.
Are there any other veterans we have not recognized yet?
Shelley Griffin, United States Air Force, retired, served since Desert Shield through War of Terror.
Is there anyone else that we have not recognized? Veterans, we honor you and we thank you so much for your sacrifice and what you have done. Festus Intermediate, let's give them a big round of applause. In just a minute, we will have the opportunity to hear each of the 5 armed forces anthems. They represent the Coast Guard, the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, and the Army. We'd like each of you to stand for the anthem of your branch of service when it is playing. Students, if you do have a guest here, you may stand also for any branch of service that they served. If there is more than one, you may stand for more than one branch of service that your family has served in. We may stand for more than one anthem, any additional family members. We play our U.S. Armed Forces service medley, please.
Set the promises of God.
Olivia Madden.
We, the students of Festus Intermediate, thank each and every one of you for the service you have given to our country. Service that has kept us safe and free in the greatest nation in the world, the United States of America.
Students and staff of Festus Intermediate say thank you. The freedoms we enjoy in this country today were preserved because of the dedicated service and sacrifice you and your families made many years ago. Let's give a big Festus Intermediate round of applause for our honor. At this time, the honor choir will be singing God Bless America with speaking solos by Kylie Gribb, Emma Blecka, and Josephine Hensley, and a singing solo by Nehemiah Ford.
Let us
this great nation we live in. And I want to thank our intermediate students for their respectful attention and honor shown to our veterans, the honor choir for their beautiful songs, the committee of teachers who helped with the planning of our assembly, and Mrs. Drury who headed up that committee, all the students and staff who helped during the program and who made cookies for our reception. Our biggest thanks, however, goes to our veterans, goes to you. We honor you today, not only for joining us, but for the sacrifices that you made for this great country and for the freedoms that we enjoy. It has been a tradition here at Festus Intermediate to end our program with the formation of an honor corridor. I do have instructions, so please listen carefully. Teachers, in a moment, you will direct your students to their proper place of the honor corridor route. Students, remain seated until your teacher instructs you to stand. Students who are going to walk with their veteran who you invited, please stay seated until the teachers and their classes have all left the gym. You may then join your veteran. All students are to go directly to class once the last veteran has reached the end of our honor corridor. Veterans, you and your escort will be led through the honor corridor and up to the foyer area in front of the office. If you are in need of the elevator or any assistance, please simply leave the procession as we come close to the elevator, or see any student, teacher, or staff. You will be treated with refreshments if you are able to stay at the end of your honor walk of honor. Teachers, you may now take your students to their place in the honor corridor route. Thank you, veterans, for coming to our assembly today.